Hey everybody, what's up from Roll, Minnesota, your state of skate. Hey, I'm Butch Lehman, and today we're in for another episode of Rolling Reactions. Alright guys, in today's episode, we're featuring a skater that recently got a pro boot from Rollerblade. You already know who I'm talking about, but we're talking about Cameron Talbott. Now, he's dropped a number of skate sections in the last year or so, and it's just been unreal how much content this guy is putting out on a regular basis. So today, I wanted to shine the spotlight on Cameron and give him some props for this skate, but also take a look at some of the amazing mind-bending tricks that he's been able to perform. So we're going to check out his part titled A Baker's Dozen. After that, we're going to look at a part that was nominated for Section of the Year, I believe, last year, for the Birds. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with some skating that he had in his promotional skate edit for his new pro boot from Rollerblade. Also, shout out to Cameron and to everybody else. Go check out that pro skate. It looks gorgeous. But anyway, we're going to check out some of his skating. Let's watch. All right, this first video part is the most recent release, and this one came out just a few weeks ago, and it's called A Baker's Dozen. And I hope that means we're going to be seeing Cameron cooking up some amazing tricks for us. Already, he's starting out with very unconventional trick choices, and that's something you're going to see in all three of these parts, but he gets that drop down true topsoul on the ledge. And that was one of the tricks that really sticks out to me in one of the edits we'll watch later, is a similar trick, but on a ridiculous drop. I think it was down to a true top acid. Some of you already know the one that I'm talking about. But as I was saying earlier, Cameron has just been on an absolute killing spree lately with his tricks and with his selection. And he has this hardcore, kind of grungy style that is really hard to put into words and very unlike anything else that I've seen in skating, either in the past or in the present. And it's really refreshing. Like this big soul grind, he's going to hop over the ledge. Really unconventional spot. You know, that's not your typical down rail or drop rail. But this too, going from roof to a soul grind, rolling down. And then, I don't know if you can tell in this clip, but he's rolling through dirt. It's like gravel landing. Check out this beautiful fish brain. That was textbook in every sense of the word. Really interesting ledge too. That one had a point to it, like a little pyramid just asking to be skated. Really colorful stairs here, and this spot seems like it has potential for both the underbars, but also the ledge. He's coming in with the 180 out on, what was that, an in-spin X grind? I'd have to watch that again. I can't tell. I can't remember if he came in fakie or if he came in forward. Front side. Look at that drop down to true top acid. Got a crowd of people watching him. And I think that's exactly what rollerblading needs, is some of these top industry professionals who have the style, who have the trick vocabulary to back it up, to represent our sport to the masses. Look at this kink rail. Chris Farmer would love this thing. Cameron sitting on it, perfectly crouched, keeping the balance, and he's going to ride this all the way out to the end. The 180 out. Perfect. You can't ask for more. All right, video part number 2 is for the Birds, and it's certainly not just for the Birds. This is for any skater that likes watching hammers. Already starting on a rooftop, dropping down to a rail. That does seem to be something you're going to get a lot of from Cameron. There are birds featured extensively in this video. We've got some to start out with. I think those were pelicans. I'm not an ornithologist, but you guys can correct me on that one. Nice sweaty. Doing the full line. Tapping a little backslide there for good measure. Gotta love it. Check out this ledge. Nice little C ledge, alley-oop top acid down it. That's a trick that some people have as a safety trick, and others it's very challenging for. I would be in that latter category where it's not one of my preferred alley-oop topside tricks. These ledges, just transferring in every direction, including that little misdirection there at the end with the 90-degree perpendicular transfer. Like I said, I mean, I've said it multiple times already, and I'm going to say it some more, but very unconventional skating. Very refreshing, though. I don't know if I've ever seen somebody skate a stair set like that, where it's dropped down onto one ledge, but then use that as a further gap. Nice kink rail here, too. This is another clip that stands out to me from the first time that I watched this video part. Really long hold. And then this little jut out to the left adds an element of difficulty as well, especially if you were holding a bunch of speed down to the bottom. Those types of kinks can become a lot more difficult to navigate when you have speed. So it's one of those situations where sometimes speed makes tricks easier, and at other times it makes it more difficult. That's what I'm talking about. Dropping down to true topsail. That does seem to be his preferred drop-down trick, are the true topside variations. This time it was a 90-degree true top acid, and doesn't make a lot of sense to me how you misdirect with the speed and are able to still carry some of that through and slide it. But I love it, and I hope more people start skating in this manner. So hopefully he acts as a creative source of inspiration. I love that sweaty on the way down, too. Very nuanced trick. That'd be very difficult to spot, to land right into. Same with this one, going up and over the big fat rail. I like the camera work there too, where it doesn't reveal the spot in its entirety at first, and it leaves the viewer guessing. And so when you finally see what he's actually cooking up, it takes you by surprise. Amazing transfer. I could look at that spot for hours and not think about that. Speaking of not thinking about things, I probably wouldn't think about pushing water off the top of a roof just to ride across it and do a soul grind and wall ride down. Spot selection is on point. And I told you we'd have some birds in this video, and there we go again. What are these, pigeons? I think these are pigeons. Again, not an ornithologist, so you guys can correct me. Check out that fakey wall ride up and over. That is a beautiful trick. All right, our final piece of skating comes from the conclusion of a documentary piece on Cameron's Pro Skate release, and I would highly encourage you guys to watch the whole thing. We're only going to watch the skating part at the end, but it's really cool. It goes through some of his backstory growing up skating. His mom is a huge influence and one of the people that's featured in the video. So shout out to all the supportive moms out there, and he definitely seems like he has a good one. So at the end of though, he's advertising his new Pro Skate with some tricks. And here you go, you got the drop down true top acid. That was the one I was alluding to earlier. Going up and over. This time it's like a dark side topsail. And again, skating spots in a very unconventional way. Drop down to 0 top acid, going backwards. Pretty stylish grab on that one. And look at the speed he's coming out. Just tore his pants right off. That's what you're going to need if you're going to do the big gap wall ride. Was that a wall ride? I can't tell if his feet touched or not, or if that was just a grabbed gap. Either way, though, it was legit. A grab out of that stale fish, super stylish. Super stylish fish brain on that one, too. Or a Makio, I guess, depending on the approach. Another unconventional spot. Just one after another after another. Now, personally, this is just a stylistic preference on my own part, but if you're going to do this level of creative, improvisational, abstract skating, I don't know how to call it, what to call it, but this like creative, unconventional type of skating, you have the raw power and the intensity to back it up. It's like putting two winning combinations together. It's the full lottery ticket. And Cameron is a good representation of that, in my opinion. He brings the speed, brings the creativity. There's a level of technicality there, but also of hammers. And to everybody that's mourned the death of hammers and how we don't have those in the sport anymore, I don't think that's true. And there's a bunch of examples of people that are skating really hard. And Cameron's a good example of that. He's put out, I think, 4, maybe 5 different parts in just the last year. So, like I said, this is well-deserved, well-earned pro skate on his part. Speaking of unconventional spots, we're skating sheds, like the roof of sheds. It's a callback maybe to Vinnie Minton in Hot 102.R. That was a legendary shed gap. Let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about down in the comments. If you don't, you got to go watch that part. Another line combo here with a bunch of tricks and throws in the backside there right at the end. I'm surprised he went into the stair set without like grinding up the rail, just knowing what we've seen from him so far. I've come to expect the unexpected. So, like I said, shout out to Cam and his mom, Julie. Definitely deserving of his pro skate, and I hope you guys all have the opportunity to check it out for yourselves. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Rolling Reactions. Like I said, the goal of this one is to shine a spotlight on somebody that deserves the spotlight, and that person is Cameron Talbott. Like I said earlier, he has been absolutely destroying everything in his path, and it's really refreshing to see somebody with that power, intensity, and just that genuine passion for blading, which just seeps through every one of his tricks, and even the expressions on his face in some of the B-roll between and after his tricks. You can tell he's having a good time. Also, go watch that full documentary video if you want a sense for the person behind the skate, because that's what this community is all about. It's not just about giving acknowledgement to our skaters for the tricks that they're capable of, but it's also acknowledging the personalities and the influence that these individuals have had crafting our sport and making it more vibrant. And so that's something I have immense respect for. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments below. That's going to wrap it up for this episode of Rolling Reactions. I'm Butch Lehman, reminding you all to stay safe, stay healthy, and get out there and do some rollerblading. Till next time, everybody, peace.